Man, I love Mario. I wish he was real. What? What the fuck?
Smash through the blocks that bar your way. No time.
Plush collecting has quickly become the most important hobby in my life. And while I model Sonic OCs less than a year after saying I would never be a Sonic fan, I also peruse sites like Ebay and Mercari to add things to my ever-growing collection. Since the whole Sonic thing happened, I've actually been purchasing less Mario plushies, so I've decided to show every unique Mario plush in my collection so far and give a little insight on them. I won't be getting into detail about plushies like the Ben Presto Galaxy Mario, the Mario Odyssey Wedding plush, or the Wendy's Mario plush, as I've already made videos of them on my channel. You can find those videos on the Video Game Merch Backlog playlist. It's a short-form series that I've been slowly adding to, as I can't always make a whole video about a single plush. Let's get started, shall we? Starting off boring, good old Sanei. Sanei's Mario is the most iconic one. It's the one everybody thinks about when they think of Mario plushies, and this one is mine. I actually have 3 basic Mario plushies from Sanei. 2 are from the All-Stars set, which is the most recent set, if you don't count spin-off sets like Mario Kart World and stuff like that. And the third one being from the set just before. You can actually see how different they are when looking at them side by side. Sanei has been making Mario plushies since 2003, the Mario Sunshine set being the first Sanei plush set with Mario, Yoshi, and 2 smaller versions of them with magnets in the hands that you can use to make them grab things. Which is a concept Sanei later brought back with Mario 3D World, where a cat Mario plush is able to do the same thing. Sanei has made many variants of the Mario plush based on the various power-ups from the franchise. The ones I have include Tanuki, Flying Squirrel, and the most recent plush they've made that I have being the Elephant Mario plush they released for Wonder.
Update, I have a Fire Mario plush now too. Also, I didn't count Metal Mario, but I have him. I don't want to do any more voiceover.
An honorable mention that will go in this section is this bootleg Ice Mario plush. This plush is based on an older Fire Mario plush that Sanei made to celebrate the release of Galaxy. The set including that Fire Mario, a normal Mario holding a mushroom, a Bee Mario, and a Boo Mario. This bootleg was released alongside a bootleg of the normal Mario and Fire Mario, as well as a Luigi version of the Mushroom Mario, and a bootleg of the Bee Mario as well. They were released around the same time, in 2009. Let's get a little unique. Here's the Simba Mario plush. I personally believe this plush is better than Sanei's pattern. Released by Simba Toys, which is a company based in Germany, they weren't very well known until the release of their Mario plushies. And it resulted in, as far as I can tell, them being the company responsible for localizing the new My Mario series of plushies, which is super cool to see a company other than Little Buddy being responsible for localization. Correct me if I'm wrong about that. Simba's Mario has some variants as well, being Fire Mario and Raccoon Mario. They also have a posable version of their regular Mario plush, being the 3rd time a company has made that specifically. The other 2 being BDNA and Sanei. The Mario movie plush doesn't count because there isn't a non-posable version. I also don't really count him as a plush, or part of the collection. I do have one. Here he is. He kinda sucks a little. Next up, BDNA Mario, specifically their Wing Mario. Made for the release of Super Mario 64, he's basically a cheapened version of Ben Presto's already existing and Japanese exclusive Wing Mario UFO Catcher plush. BDNA was likely hired to make cheaper versions of select Mario 64 plushies to release in other regions, also releasing a talking version of the plush that had a little press-to-play speaker inside. Most of them don't work anymore. BDNA would later take the name Toy Site and release the aforementioned posable version of their Mario plush. Speaking of plush companies that were paid to make cheaper versions of other people's plushies, only to later change their company's name to make more original versions of the plushies they previously created, here's the PMS Mario plush. Released exclusively in the UK for carnivals and claw machines, originally named Gosh Entertainment, Nintendo hired the company to make cheaper crane game versions of Sanei's famous Mario Party 5 set. Multiple lines and a name change later, most of their plushies ended up looking very unique. PMS would make plushies from the early 2000s up until the early 2010s, which is a surprisingly long life for a Nintendo plush partnership that isn't Sanei or Banpresto. This plush specifically is an in-between. You can see pictures of the previous version, looking like a bootleg Mario Party 5 Mario, and the version later, honestly looking very high quality and well designed for a carnival plush. PMS was basically the Kelly toy for the UK, even though PMS had a lot more plushies based on different characters than Kelly toy did. There was a PMS Peach, a PMS Toad, there was a Yoshi. Kelly toy never got to do any of those. Before we get into the company that got me into this niche in the first place, let's take a look at a plush that I've been trying to fit into a video for nearly a year now. Acme was one of the first companies that Nintendo collaborated with to make Super Mario plushies. Way back in the 80s, Acme was the OG Kelly toy, making, you guessed it, carnival game prizes. These plushies, however, were based on nothing. They were completely original, and oh boy, can you tell. These guys are unsightly at best, and I adore them. I've never really wanted to add one to the collection, however, until I saw this guy. I don't know anything about this plush, or at least I didn't. He's very clearly an Acme release, but he's different. He's better? Improved, I mean. He's still not very good. After some research, I have a pretty good idea of what this guy is. Acme wasn't just hired to make plushies for the first Super Mario Bros. Game. They were brought back for the release of Mario Bros. 3, where as far as I can tell, they released a plush that actually hit retail shelves. My evidence of that being the fact that their original Super Mario Bros. Plushies don't have a barcode on the tag, and the Mario Bros. 3 plushies do. The Super Mario Bros. Plushies were prizes that you won. They weren't toys that you bought. That mixed with the fact that the Bros 3 plush is very clearly of higher quality, leads me to believe he was a retail release, or at least intended to be one. So what does that mean for the guy I'm supposed to be talking about? According to another collector I got into contact with some time ago, Mario 64x4, this plush was most likely a UK exclusive. He also shares many details with the Mario 3 plush, mainly the gloves, overall straps, and hat. So my running theory is this. In the UK, the Raccoon Mario came out alongside this guy being a higher effort retail version of their original Carnival prize Mario plush. Them being so similar, this release being nearly undocumented, and the lack of any pictures of other sizes, lead me to believe that he was a very short-lived retail launch. The only proof I'd need to confirm my theory is a picture of the plushie's paper tag. But I have yet to find a single one. If you recognize this plushie and have a picture of the paper tag, or are able to procure one, please let me know. You could either prove my theory or completely derail it. You can contact me via Blue Sky or Tumblr, although my Tumblr is very inactive. Next up, the man himself, the one that started it all. Introducing... What? Oh, you little rascal, Mario, the German Shepherd from the Squishmallow series of plushies designed and manufactured by Kelly Toy. Get the fuck out of here, you little scamp, you! Kelly Toy Mario. Yes, believe it or not, I don't just have a bootleg. These plushies were made in the early 2000s and survived until at least 2009 or 2010. Starting as Carnival and Crane Game plushies, I think I'm noticing a pattern. Kelly Toy would later begin to release these guys on store shelves as well, although I believe it was always planned as they always had barcodes on their tags, which would again be unnecessary if they were specifically made for just Carnival games in mind. Many people specifically recall them appearing on shelves of local GameStops, which is incredibly interesting, as GameStop also sold Sanei plushies, which started being created during Kelly Toy's, again, surprisingly long lifespan. I want to meet someone that, as a kid, got to choose between Kelly Toy Mario and Mario Party 5 Mario and chose fucking Kelly Toy. Must feel really silly now, fucking $500 fucking dollar. Kelly Toy Mario didn't always look like this, though. His first release was very different, sporting a slightly different pattern, slightly different fabrics, and most notably, jet black eyes. Wario was released alongside Mario for the first set, and he also has jet black eyes, so I assume they did it for consistency. After Nintendo noticed the major fluke in the design they actively approved, Kelly Toy was forced to change the plush to have the more accurate blue eyes in the second release, which included Luigi as well, fucking $200. Mario, being a Carnival prize, came in many different sizes. PMS and Acme also made a bunch of different sizes, but I didn't mention them because I don't have any. Kelly Toy, however, I have 2 different sizes. These 2 are the same size, they're the smallest you could get, being the 8-inch variant, but I also have a 12-inch variant of Blue Eyes Mario, and my very first Kelly Toy being the 28-inch variant of the Blue Eyes Mario. This is the plush that got me into the niche, but it's not the first Mario plush I ever owned. This one is. I knew nothing about him for the longest time. He used to have a zipper on his back. That's gone now, I hated it. It was a childhood toy that was already disheveled, so I didn't feel bad modifying him. This plush was made by Accessory Innovations, and he was a clip-on bag pouch. Designed after the Goldie Mario plush, which was the plush that these accessory companies tended to drift towards, the BioWorld backpack also being based on the pattern. This plush was released in 2009 and notably sports an incorrect number of bumps in Mario's mustache, missing the usual 6 and instead being short 2, having 4. This plush was also redone at some point, fixing the previously stated mustache because once again, how dare they make a mistake that Nintendo actively approved? And that's about it. There's a couple others here, but they don't really deserve a spotlight because they're modern bootlegs that are made with little to no quality control, and I hate them and I wish I never bought them. Mario will always hold a special place in my heart. And even though the company that owns him is actively crushing my enjoyment of him into a fine dust, I'll always find myself intrigued by the plumber, and continue to buy plushies from third parties so Nintendo doesn't see a cent of my money. In fact, the day of writing this video, I bought another one. He's a band presto, nothing too special. But he's special to me. All of these plushies are. They're a look into not only my childhood, but the childhoods of the fans that came before me. They're a direct line into the past, and I will continue to collect. It's just so damn fun.
Hi, another edit. I also have Good Stuff Mario. I forgot that I had him because he doesn't really make for a good part of the video because he's not very interesting, because he doesn't really have any trivia. They make Five Nights at Freddy's plushies that are kind of bad. He's also another Crane Game plush because that's all I care about.